Welcome to the Lummy Sports Show with Rhett here on your wonderful Wednesday. We do it every Wednesday here on Bubba Army HQ, YouTube, Rumble, Twitch. I believe we're on Facebook and X.
Loud and clear.
Do you think this is a song? Obviously, hopefully, if you're just listening to our show, not the main show, Bubba was complaining about the intro music this morning. Do you think this is the type of song that he wants to open the song with? Because I can write this down right now and tell Macho, put that music bumper 31 in for tomorrow.
I mean, it's not bad. You know, the high beats per minute, I think, is what he's going for. But I think we got to get away from this rave that we've started in the morning.
Bubba loves it, though.
I mean, we've got, 40 tracks on the next gen, and me and Macho were going through them, and I think maybe 5 of them have guitars like this one does.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, I didn't hit a button. Normally, when you hear more music like that, I may have just signed us out, and it just switched over to the...
show's over. They're playing us off already.
And it actually switched it over to the other button, so I didn't have that one tuned down. We picked this one. Oh, you're going to do this one tomorrow? All right, well, let's see what Bubba thinks. Hopefully, Babyface puts it over. 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90 Bubba. Call in. We'll talk about whatever sports-wise. A lot going on in the sports world. We're going to have a lot to talk about on Friday. Gene Lasser coming in, the whole Bubba Stormy. I mean, we're not going to get into it, but, I mean, Gene just left. I was saying bye. Yeah, Gene's a good dude.
I'm always excited. The Wednesday show always gets me that much more excited for the Friday show because I feel like we've come in here the last 2 weeks with just a lot of shit to talk about. Like, I'd love to spend the next hour talking about Lasker today, but we're going to do it Friday with Colton. It'll be live right here, so don't miss it. But
and another thing that's going to be live right after it is the repack.
Yes, the Bubba Army repacks. What is this, the V3 edition?
Yes, it is, and we have a lot of good stuff that is going to be listed. I have it here. We're going to be filming like a little quick promo for it. I'm going to set it up, a lot of autographs, and we are going to pack the shit out of the boxes. So you definitely want to get in and also check out when the video is up. Another thing, I mean, it's sports related. And there's a lot of interest, and I'm really excited about it, is the Tarpons game.
Yeah.
June 22nd. I think this is going to be an all-time record for us at the Tarpons game. We've done 3 so far. 1 was a rain out. The last one was really good. The one before that was a little short notice. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I really think we're going to meet a lot of people that we haven't seen. This is your third too, right?
Yeah.
You've enjoyed pretty much all of them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The Tarpons games are fun. I mean, I've been going to the Tarpons games since before I worked here too. Like, I've always been around just Steinbrenner, GMS. The way they do it over there is like, the staff that we know, they're all top notch.
And they love us. They love Bubba. And yes, Nick the Gun Guy, you just go to tarpons.bubbaarmyhq.com. And it's all right there. $48, all you can eat, all you can drink. And you will not have a better time at a baseball game. We guarantee it. And I'm really looking forward to that one. Heather Wiz is in Twitch chats that she loves the Tarpons game. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Kind of just be able to hang out, chill. Bubba's out there having a good time. The Tarpons have realized that Bubba, they watched the videos and when he was taunting and doing all these things, and they love it. I mean, I know Bubba thought I was full of shit, but, I mean, they do call it pretty much the Bubba zone. I have emails.
They need him out there to win a few more games is basically what you're saying.
Exactly.
It's going to be a tough stretch of the year by the time we get to June 22nd, so we'll see how they're doing. Maybe they could use some help. I mean, any extra help is going to be good. But these are the events that I look forward to this time of year, especially as a sports fan, because it gets us through that slump of just fucking nothing. After the NFL draft is over, it's like the dark ages. Like, you've got NASCAR, you've got playoff
hockey,
basketball, you've got playoff hockey, but eventually that stuff runs out. June 22nd, there's not going to be that much stuff going on.
No. You got baseball pretty much.
Right.
That's in the lull of the summer.
Yeah.
It's kind of dragging out. It's hot as hell down here. The good thing is with tarpons is we'll be in the AC. We'll be in the AC in the bar, and realistically, it was not that hot last time we went there. And I think we went in August, which is normally the hottest. And this one's going to be in June. It will be warm. It'll be at 6:30, but you have the inside part. Keep yourself hydrated, and I think it's going to be a great time. Yeah,
I'm excited for the content that we're going to get. I don't know if Gary's going to make the trip or not, but if he does, I can imagine we'll have another camera rolling. But we started. Sorry. We started these tarpon events a couple of years ago, and the first one I didn't have as much equipment, so I wasn't able to film it. I kind of just did it on my phone, and it was a little jobber. But the last one, I think just recapping how much fun we've had at these events is really like, we don't have to get on here and talk to you about it for 15 minutes. You can go to the YouTube channel and you can watch those videos, and you can see for yourself. Like, we get a good group of people out there, and it's a lot of Bubba Army faithful, a lot of people that, like you said, we haven't seen in a while. Blasey, the one-man posse from our good friends Tiggs Bits, made the trip last week.
Yeah, brought his fiancee, I believe it is.
Yeah, Bubba will be talking about that for another week after the Tarpons game, because he knows she's attractive, but I think it's always like a refresher for him.
And I got the April in chat, Captain Creamsicle's wife, and April actually worked for the Tarpons, and she said, just from us talking about it a little bit, we've had 10 plus tickets sold, and we haven't even posted links on our social media, the video that you've been working on. We haven't done any of that kind of stuff. So if we've already sold 10 plus tickets, and I mean, like, you got Nick the Gun Guy, certain people still asking me last night for the link. So I mean, right there, we're a month and a half away, and I think it's going to be a great turnout. Let's just go to the phone lines real quick before we get going. 702.
Lummy, Rhett, this is Brock Bowers, the greatest Raiders tight end ever. How dare you, Lummy? We're taking the Raiders. We're going to the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, Lummy, the greatest tight end ever. Brock Bowers here. How dare you?
Game changer.
Listen,
Game
Brock.
changer.
Listen,
Brock Bowers on the phone.
Okay, listen, Brock Bowers, Mr. Game Changer. I never disrespected you as a tight end. It would pretty much be like Brock Bowers getting put on a little league fucking team, and I
block, I check down, I do it all.
This may as well be the rest of the show. If the next caller talks about Tua, then we're not going to get to our cover story today.
Yeah, well, listen, Brock Bowers, you're a great guy, but you don't have anyone throwing to. You don't have an offensive line, and your defense and your offense last year were in the bottom 20, I think 26th and 24th or something like that for both offense and defense. So it's okay.
That's all going to change. You're going to be a Raiders fan, Lummy, next. You're going to be my fan, Lummy. You're going to be breaking cards, my cards, autograph cards, Lummy.
I'm going to try, yes.
When Tua is a Raider here in the next 3-4 years,
yeah, so
you'll jump ship, buddy.
Brock Bowers needs to have Tua as a quarterback. I would really love to see that, because he's the only one that would be able to make sure that Brock Bowers gets the ball as good as Tua throws it.
All right, well, I got to get going. I got to catch the bus to Costa Mesa, but don't doubt the Raiders, Lummy. Bye.
Oh, I love the Raiders. The Raiders are an amazing team, and we just lost the other phone call because they probably were going to talk about Tua Tagovailoa, but or Brock Bowers. But yeah, so once again, last week I had a rant on Brock Bowers. Everyone took it the wrong way. I just said that drafting a tight end that high, shitty team, would not be that good. Didn't have any disrespect for the tight end and Brock Bowers, as Las Vegas Mario made sure he put it out there, but they just need a lot more help. And
I will have you know that I think the NFL, I don't know what analyst, I assume it was maybe an NFL Network grade. I'm not sure which particular person put the grade out, but I saw it on an Instagram post. I think the NFL understands what I'm saying when people overreact to the Raiders draft class, and I guess that first round pick. They gave it an A-, and that's one of the higher grades that I have seen. But come on, don't make that fucking face. Don't roll your eyes. You almost broke your neck doing that.
You know what? Was that, what's his name? Kurt Herbstreit, or not Kurt Herbstreit.
Kurt Herbstreit.
No, who's the draft analyst?
What is it, Mike Mayock?
No, the fucking
Mel
guy.
Kiper?
Mel Kiper.
I don't think it was Kiper.
Because, I mean, if you remember what the Colts said about the Colts GM from, was it 1993 about Mel Kiper? Did you ever hear that one?
Said he's like no good.
Who's Mel Kiper anyways? My mailman. Like, he pretty much talked a bunch of shit about him, and I mean,
That's awesome. I think Mel Kiper
look
is...
at John Gruden slams Mel Kiper. I mean, look.
I think Mel Kiper is the perfect embodiment of every draft nerd on the planet, because I certainly am a huge football fan. I love the game. I love few things in life more than the game of football. But I can't stand the draft, to be honest with you. Like, I can't wait for it to be over every time it comes up.
No, and I agree. I mean, look, they're literally getting this. I mean, they may be getting a little more inside information than we are and the common fan, but you never know what these players are going to do when they get millions of dollars. And that's not what I'm saying about Brock Bauer here. Okay?
What were you saying?
I'm saying about DeMarcus Russell and who was the other Raiders first-round pick that just slammed into the back of a car?
Was it Ruggs?
And how have the rest of the first-round picks for the Raiders gone in the last 6 years, and how many are still on the team? Airtight Ski Pole Hall of Famer, 1,000 bits. I don't know. We'll get that back there, Airtight Ski Pole. But all I'm saying is that the Raiders reach, man. There was they passed up Michael Crabtree back in the day, and yeah, they don't have the same management, but I feel like the owner kind of still controls that, and obviously it's not the original owner, but I believe that it's a seed. So they think the same way. And yes, I am a Tua hater, and I'm not really a Tua hater, but okay, once again.
I am a Tua hater, but I'm not really a Tua hater.
And I cleared this up with Berto Perez. And listen, we're going down this path again, and I can sit here and do this.
Speaking of Berto Perez, he said he sent us a package.
Oh, well, thank you, Berto
we should
Perez.
keep an eye out. I don't know if it's already here. I have not seen it yet, but I will keep an eye out. So you should also stay vigilant.
But what I'm going to say again, and I've clarified this, and Berto Perez, who's a big Dolphins fan, and I've tried to explain this to my wife, who's a big Dolphins fan too. All I've said is literally, Tua cannot throw the deep ball. That's it. He's a good underneath guy, but he's not the greatest quarterback ever. You know who had a good deep ball? Josh Freeman, okay? Cutter Rubs, $10. That's right, Lummy's the man, Super Chat. But what I'm trying to say is that Tua can't throw the deep ball. That's my only knock on him. He can't throw the deep ball. If Rhett had Tyreek Hill on, if right now Rhett was on the Dolphins, his stats would be absolutely amazing. Rhett would be one of the top 10 quarterbacks. That's all I'm saying. Don't praise Tua. You put Tua on any other team, he's probably not that good. And you know what? Maybe he can work on it. And yes, Bubba for life, the Raiders did draft Haywood Bay instead of Michael Crabtree. I mean, both of those didn't really turn out to be Hall of Fame wide receivers, but Haywood Bay was a little, I think, worse off than Michael Crabtree, and everyone at the time said Haywood Bay was a reach. Okay? That's it. Okay? So everyone can just hate on me for my takes, and we'll see how they turn out. All right? So everyone can get things wrong. I've been watching a lot of draft things about, the old school drafts, and I see that, a lot of times that people, when they say they reach, they reach. Just like Jordan Love. I mean, Jordan Love was a reach. I probably could have gotten the second round. Look at last one. I'll end the draft thing here.
Pro Football Focus now. Just for the record, I just would like this to also be out there. They gave the Raiders a B+ overall, but here in the first round, pick number 13, tight end Brock Bowers out of Georgia. With the top 6 QBs off of the board, the Raiders go with a best player available approach despite taking tight end Michael Mayer in the second round of the 23 draft. Bowers is a versatile offensive weapon and should be an immediate impact player thanks to what he can do with the ball in his hands. Bowers' 689 receiving yards after contact during his college career at Georgia are more than any other tight end since Pro Football Focus began charting college football 10 years ago.
Once again, he's a very good talent.
Yeah, he is.
But that doesn't mean
immediate impact.
If you do
best player available.
How did Randy Moss do on the Raiders? I'm gonna go back to this one.
You can't sit here and you can't. Nope. We're not doing this.
I don't want to.
We're not doing this.
I don't want to do this. It's chat.
I just wanted to float this in there to let you know what another contemporary platform thinks about Brock Bowers to the Raiders. We opened the show talking about it. Got a little bit of Tua talk in there. I think we're going to put a nice little bow on this and get to some other stuff here, hopefully.
Yes, Grouper Lips. I know Brock Bowers is good. Okay, I've been waiting this whole week to make sure that you guys understand what I was trying to say. Brock Bowers is a talent. He's a talent. But the team that drafted him reached for him. And I understand sometimes you always go with pick the best player available on the board. But you know what? Sometimes it doesn't always work out for you in the long run. All right? Sometimes you just got to stick to your guns. I mean, I don't even know why it just popped in my head because it's the stupidest movie ever, but you could think of Draft Day with Kevin Costner, and I don't even want to get into that stupid movie.
Gave up a fucking ransom.
Okay, listen, that was a stupid movie. I don't know why I brought it, but now I'm getting text messages about Mike Mayer, great tight end, blah, blah. Okay.
I would just like you to know as well, BleacherReport.com here.
Okay.
Yesterday, NFL scouts say Brock Bowers, not Caleb Williams, might be the best player from the 24 draft.
239.
Hello, Lummy, man. How you doing today? Listen, I'm going to stick up for you. This is Berto Perez.
What's up,
Tua
Berto Perez?
is not the greatest quarterback out there, but he does what he does because he's got the tools to do it.
Thank you. That's been my point, and everyone just thinks because of Babyface trying to bring up some bullshit about some stupid stat that he doesn't know what he's talking about, is that if he doesn't have the tools, he's not that good. Just like Brock Bowers is a great talent and a great tight end, but if he doesn't have a quarterback to throw it to, and even if the quarterback was decent, they have a line that he's not going to put up the numbers. That's all I was saying.
How good is any quarterback without the tools?
Exactly. Like Odell Beckham now is going because he knows that he's not getting the ball, but if he can go and stay in the slot for the third person, guess what? He's going to get his numbers.
He's going to look good. Yeah, he'll continue his legacy as the most overrated wide receiver in NFL history.
Okay,
exactly.
That guy made his whole career off of one catch, and you know it, Lummy.
Okay, first off, yes, that is actually true. Odell Beckham is a huge overrated wide receiver, and I even saw when he got signed by the Dolphins, I was like, oh, that sucks for the Dolphins, and Dolphin fans were like, no, it's going to be good. He's a great slot guy. So I was like, all right, whatever. But look at Tom Brady. He didn't have much talent, but obviously he had record-breaking seasons when he had a Randy Moss. And if you look at Josh Freeman, he had no wide receivers that did anything, and he broke Bucs records. But that's here or there. I mean, we could break down quarterbacks all day, left and right, that had no talent, but they still did pretty good. But Berto Perez, how else can we help you besides you sticking up for me and saying Tua doesn't have an arm, and you're a big-time Dolphin fan, so I love hearing that.
Trust, I'm a huge Dolphin fan. I had no choice growing up. My dad had 3 teams that he wanted us to root for: the Dolphins, the Heat, and the Yankees. Because that's where he went from Puerto Rico to New York, from New York to Miami, to now Fort Myers. And, we had no choice. It was that or move out. So
yeah, exactly.
You can't tell that to an 8-year-old.
Exactly. So you jumped on, and listen, there's nothing wrong with liking the Dolphins. I mean, look, I grew up liking the Bucs, and until recently, after the year 1997, the Bucs were horrible and were an embarrassment. And sometimes I hated wearing my Bucs shirt to school that my grandma got for me from Kmart back in 1995, the old school ones, because I was made fun of, and everyone liked the Cowboys and the Dolphins when they had Dan Marino at that time. So I totally get it.
Yeah.
You got to stick true to your game.
Oh, yeah. And, Rhett, the gift is for you. Lummy already got his. So yours is coming up, and I'm working on Seth. I'm still working on Bubba, but so it's going to be fun. I don't want him to be the last one. But guess what? I'm trying to get it custom made from all the way from a dude in California. He said
nice.
He'll try to do everything he can for it. And it's like, man, I'm hoping that he sees it. Some people like it. Maybe they'll try to say, hey, that's something he can make money on. That's all I'm thinking.
I think they'll like it.
Yeah, you got to save the best for last, so I appreciate it, Berto. It's really cool, man.
Especially when you got to customize it.
Oh, yeah, especially, too, because the guy was like, man, he goes, send me everything about him. And then when I sent him a 2-on code and everything else, he's like, would that be cool if I can put it on that? I said, man, if you can do it, do it. If it works, it works. But that's the whole thing. I said, I'm trying to give him something that can get the new school to like him more, because the old school loves him. And look, he brought back Gene Lasker, and I thought it was great.
It was a great time. I love today's show, and we're definitely going to dive into that one Friday.
Oh yeah, and also too, my old Bundeckham Funko Pop just went up in price. It went from $150 to $350, and I just sold it yesterday. So.
Nice, congrats! Got it out of there.
Now that's a little thing. Oh, yep.
There
I had
you
a
go.
couple people reach out for yours, and I'm like, nah, that's only 2 of 2. He's got one, and I got one.
That's right.
So that's like everybody I got.
Yeah, let's keep that thing rare. Let's do it.
All right, man. You guys have a great one, and the show's doing awesome. I like the way everybody likes to point out little things, and you just got the answers. I like it, man. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, Berto.
Thank you, Berto.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Let's go to our UFL expert.
What's up, guys?
How's it going there?
We got a Super Bowl. Well, I mean, we got a USFL Super Bowl preview this weekend. It's the Battlehawks versus the Stallions.
You know, I wonder what the ratings are on that, because Brendan, at this point, I don't hear about it, and I think you're the only one watching it.
Well, I think I might be, but I think for Fox, either The Rock did a deal for Fox and ESPN, or they're just throwing money away.
I mean, Rhett, do you watch it?
No, I haven't. I watch whatever I see out in public on repeats, maybe, but I had thought that there was a TV deal for them this year to have games played on NFL Network. Did that happen?
Let me look it up here.
I think that's the black colleges are gonna have a deal during the college season.
I could have sworn, though, that there was another, like, semi-professional, maybe it was like the Arena League.
NFL Network won't be airing the UFL games, but it will have spring football after all. It's Arena Football League.
Yeah, so they said they were going to air the Arena games.
Arena Football League.
And I know that Arena
So
Football is
that'll be more better, I think.
I mean, Arena Football is in a state of disrepair right now, just because unpaid bills and, like, you got replacement players, replacement teams on one-day notice. So it's not going down great over there.
It's already been pulled from the NFL Network.
That's the thing, is that I don't even think it ever aired from the NFL Network. They advertised it, and then when the time came, I don't even think they put it on the air.
You are correct. It's no longer set to air on the NFL Network, but pulled from the NFL Network amidst chaos, unpaid bills, and replacement players.
And that's a shame, too, because the AFL, at least in Tampa, like when I was growing up, going to Storm games, like there was definitely a market for that stuff.
Oh, and the rivalry with the Orlando team, Predators,
yeah, the
too.
war on I-4, or like the other war on I-4, I guess, whatever they called it.
It was the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it
Plus
was good.
the short field, that's what I always liked about the AFL, is the short field.
Yeah, it was good on offense. And I mean, if you look back in the day, there was a lot of players that came out of the AFL that went to the NFL. I mean, obviously the most famous one is Kurt Warner.
Who's the most famous one?
Yeah, Kurt Warner. I mean, Jay Gruden that I think won like six
Don't
arena football.
Don't forget about the hefty lefty. Look, Kurt Lorenzen, Jerry Lorenzen.
Jerry Lorenzen, he was dead.
Oh
Yeah, R.I.P., but he was an arena football legend.
He was.
He was a fucking, I think he was like a swamp gator or a swamp monster or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever
400 pounds.
Yeah.
Being a swamp monster.
Winning league MVP.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so you're excited for the UFL? Who are you picking, Battlehawks or the other team?
I got to go with the Stallions because Martinez put up over 300 yards this weekend.
Hey, just for the sake of it, I'm going to go with the Battlehawks. I like St. Louis, one, because I like their fan base and the way that they've showed out for that team ever since they found out they were getting an XFL team. But also Anthony Becht on that coaching staff, head coach.
That's true.
Anthony Becht. And then I think there's some other Bucks players on that coaching staff, some notable ones.
Oh, really?
You may have to double check, but I think on the Battlehawks staff, there's like a couple of pretty noticeable names.
But actually, the best thing about the UFL is the
Donnie Abraham, defensive coordinator.
The fans
Bruce Gradkowski, offensive coordinator.
The fans have the beer snake in DC. They see how much beer they can drink.
Oh, really?
They have the beer snake.
Well, yeah. I mean, they got to get drunk to watch that team. I don't even know what their standing is, but I mean, I think we're probably the only show that's on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, Twitch, and X that even covers the UFL.
Actually, you'd be surprised because I looked it up. There's like 6 different UFL weekly wrap-up shows.
We got some stiff competition, do we?
No, they only get about 100 people a week.
Yeah, they don't have you covering it. I mean, realistically, like Bubba would say, we're way above. I mean, look, we put our number one Cobra hand Brandon the Quad out as our number one UFL. I mean, that just fits the whole league. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you're the perfect person to report on the UFL. Yeah, exactly. You can throw it like Tua. I mean, well, listen, we put Brandon the Quad on the Dolphins. You would probably have 300 yards because all you have to do is literally just flick it to Tyreek.
Just do a little flip out to Tyreek Hill, and he just
get the little Cobra flip.
That's right, the little Cobra flip. That would be your Your marketing would be the Cobra flick.
Be a shovel pass every play.
Exactly. And then run over.
Yeah. But I'd set it on so I'd get a lot of false starts on the team. They would be like, what hell are we going on?
Exactly. Well,
all right, guys, you guys are having a great show, and Gene was kicking ass today.
He sure was.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Brandon.
All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
You know, I'm happy with Gene on the show today. We actually talked about motorsports, and I know obviously Bubba talks about racing and stuff like that, but I got really excited. I fucking perked up when he started talking about the work he did for Monster Jam. And I don't know if you're familiar. I fucking love Monster Jam. I'm a for-lifer, dude. But Gene actually did something really, really cool. I don't know if you know the truck Gunslinger.
No.
It's an older truck. It's not around anymore, but the guy who made it and drove it was Scott Hartsock, and I think he was from Bushnell. But he passed away in like a train accident, like some real fucking tragedy in 2021. And it was real sudden, but a couple of years ago, Gene did like a tribute sprint car that was all decked out in the Gunslinger.
Was that the old F1? Is that the old Ford?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was, cocked, locked, and ready to rock it. Scott Hartsock in Gunslinger. Yeah, Tampa.
Yeah, no, I obviously just recently got back into it because of Walker. We've been to 2 events, one at Raymond James and one at Emily Arena.
Yeah.
And the one at obviously Emily Arena is a little smaller.
The arena show is like...
Listen, it was a warm-up for him.
Exactly.
And the one at Raymond James is pretty good. I liked it. I'll take Walker back to it. I wasn't bored.
Yeah, I think the arena shows, they do as much as they possibly can with the space that they have. 15 years ago, the arena shows sucked.
Yes.
Because they didn't have any room to do anything. Now you got the trucks doing like 2-wheel skills and backflips everywhere, and it gets pretty wild. But you give me a stadium show 8 days a week,
and it's way better.
Yeah, way better.
618.
Bubba, it's Neil Montplaisir. How you doing?
What's up? It's Lummy, Neil Montplaisir, the St. Louis Cardinals superstar.
No. Well, now that Contreras broke his arm last night because of the J.D. Martinez swing, that was great. Hey, I just want to second the Battlehawks because they have drawn since, when the league folded that first half, they had a great team. And they're drawing like 30,000 to every home game. So I just want to second the Battlehawks. It's great to watch a game down there, too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Have you ever gone to one?
That was it.
Have you ever gone to one?
I've gone to one, and it's just everybody wants to, everybody loves football in St. Louis. I grew up there, and it's just sad that we don't have a team. But the atmosphere is great down there, and that they get 30,000 in that dome, which is kind of amazing. Because if you watch some of these other games, they're just not. No one's really showing up, but it is awesome. That's really all I have right now, being a St. Louis sports fan, because my Cardinals are in deep trouble. So that's it.
Do you still cheer for the Rams?
No, I'm a Packers guy. I've always been a Packer guy.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're a Packer guy.
They showed all the Packer games early 90s all the time. We're on all the time, so that's how I became a Packer fan. So, and then they had a chance to buy out Stan Kroenke, but he had that little clause in that contract where he just snapped them off, and then he lied to everybody when he bought that land out there. Demoff said, "Oh, we're not going to put a stadium out there." So, but it's sad. But you know what? It's kind of cool that the Battlehawks, and they're good too. So, but I don't want to take any more of your time. Have a good day, buddy.
Thank you, Neil Montplaisir.
Steve.
I know it's Neil Montplaisir, but I only call him Neil Montplaisir.
That's what Bubba calls him.
Does he?
Neil Montplaisir. I wonder
if I told Bubba that's how you say his name, and now Bubba's stuck with that one.
No, maybe he does say Neil Montplaisir. It's weird because when I try to hear it in my head, I can hear him saying it both ways.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, he probably does it. Listen, I'm probably the only idiot that says Neil Montplaisir, but whatever. Listen, man, when you're reading the chat, you look at different names, and I just see it, and I go with how I think I'm going to pronounce it. So, my bad. But, I mean, look, let's get into besides our football talk and UFL talk. Thank you, Brandon. Keep watching the UFL, and I'm sorry about the Arena Football League, but the Tom Brady roast. Now, have you watched the whole thing?
I should. I really should, especially now. I'm kind of upset I didn't watch it live because now I guess Netflix is going back and editing a lot of things out.
Yeah, they took the Kim Kardashian booing out.
Right. They took, I guess, like a couple of Jeff Ross's jokes out, a couple jokes here, a couple jokes there, which really sucks because the only source you're going to have for that stuff now is like hoping that someone recorded it, which I'm sure someone did. I'm sure that there is several people who recorded it and have an archive of the original live broadcast, but
I think they even took out Ben Affleck. I saw that last night. Ben Affleck, I guess, went on a rant about trolls against Tom Brady and just called him like almost like a bunch of pussies that sit behind their keyboard. And when they saw Tom Brady to his face, they would like mark out to him and then go back on the keyboard and just be keyboard tough guys. And I think they kind of cut that part out. And I guess that he didn't even make it to what the hell the thing in New York where they all dress up, starts with an M. I don't know. The ball.
I'm drawing it. The Met Gala.
The Met Gala. I guess he didn't show up with J-Lo because of the whole after. But obviously with Tom Brady and the Patriots, and you had Rob Gronkowski, which I think there's a couple other guys. I know
Julian Edelman was there. Ryan Jensen and Donovan Smith were on the stage.
Was that who that was?
Yeah, it was Donovan Smith and Ryan Jensen were up there on the stage. Ryan Jensen was dressed like a fucking gangster, and Donovan Smith was just fat-ass Donovan Smith. I know him from anywhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, how can you not? So does the referees. But Aaron Hernandez got a lot of shit, and I guess there's some kind of backlash now with his, I guess you could say ex-fiance. I don't think I mean, the first, you still the fiance. I mean,
it definitely felt like they couldn't wait to bust out the Aaron Hernandez jokes. I mean, literally 5 minutes into it, Jeff Ross is like, "Hey, bitches, I come from hell," and Aaron Hernandez says hi.
Well, hold on, but I've seen some short. Now, I don't know how you feel. We didn't talk about this before. I mean, it's our cover story, but we kind of wanted to keep it for on air. They've come out with these clips where they're talking about how Aaron Hernandez was just a complete asshole on the team anyhow.
Well, that's the thing, too, is that there's so much documented, like there's so many records of how this guy was as a human being and how he acted that this is a really weird hill to die on, in my opinion. She says in this quote, it's sad that I'm trying to raise my children in such a cruel world. It's sad that Aaron Hernandez decided to go kill these people and, just be such a ruthless person and like masturbate in the locker room and pull his nuts out and talk about, his grandmother next to his teammates and stuff. Like, I believe those guys when they go on record in some of these documentaries and they talk about all the weird shit that he was doing. You might possibly, if you go to YouTube, you might be able to find that clip of the documentary. Maybe it's a short. But there's like a 45-second to a minute-long clip where they tell this story about when Aaron was a rookie at practice. He was like walking around wearing street clothes, tossing the ball around, talking about all the touchdowns he was going to catch and, how he could have run this route better than so-and-so. And he was just like calling guys out and being loud, being obnoxious.
Well, because if you look at how he was in Florida...
Here, go down.
He was able to be like
that one on the left.
He was able to be just a complete asshole.
Yeah, the left.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Bubba had it way turned up.
Yeah.
And it's not us, and it's also, I got to mute these. Because I wasn't planning on having this pop up. Don't want to repeat us. I think that's
all right.
good.
You're a good producer for that. Put you on the spot and you're delivering.
Let's see. Now I say I got to click on this one here.
In training camp, Wes Welker makes this beeline over to me and grabs me like by the shoulders. He says, "Brandon, your locker's in between Gronk and Aaron Hernandez."
This is Edelman talking.
He's going to fondle his genitalia in front of you. He's going to talk about bathing with his mom.
Okay, that's a little odd.
Yeah.
That's a little much.
Yeah.
You just got to ignore it. You got to ignore it. It was like Wes has seen a ghost. the way he was looking at me. Locker room.
So it's, Edelman is a rookie. Wes Welker walks up to him and says, hey, your locker's going to be here. Now go to that other one, the one on the right. There you go. That one. Yeah, that's the other one I was talking about.
Yeah, I've seen this
7 on 7, red area.
I remembered one particular time. We're out there doing a walkthrough with Tom. Aaron's out there in flip-flops, going through the drills, laughing, flipping the ball around, calling Bill Belichick daddy.
He's a rookie.
And oftentimes, that didn't elicit any response out of Bill.
I had a locker right next to him, tried to help him, tried talking to him.
That's Wes Welker.
But at the same time, I don't know. I think it was pretty glaring that there were issues. I remember one time in practice, we're doing punt return, we're catching balls, and Aaron was sitting there, I'm the best returner on this team. Bill, why am I not back here? Da, da, da. Like, literally a rookie sitting there talking like this. And, Bill's, laughing. And, I'm like, why does he love this guy? I don't get it.
In the locker room, we get away with saying a lot.
See, now, if you watch, too, that's kind of how Urban Meyer was. I mean, obviously he had talent. Aaron Hernandez had talent, but obviously his mentals were just not there. And everyone's blaming on CTE.
Yeah. It's just the way that everyone, I guess, turned a blind eye to it is obviously the question that's going to be begged. But, when and I'm not saying she's as much of a victim as anyone because he literally murdered people. And, I get that she has a closer connection to him than most, but she was fully aware of all of this stuff. She had to be. She was that close to him.
Well,
again, like I said before, this is it's a very weird hill to die on because you had to have known that this was going to be happening, and you've had to have known for years now that these things are going to be said about your late fiance. And you also had to have known that the Tom Brady roast was going to air this time on Netflix on this day. So maybe your kid just doesn't watch it. Your kid's not going to be any of the wiser to it, I don't think.
I think that they probably didn't watch it. I have a feeling that they're coming out ahead of it because they're going to say she goes to school and she's going to get made fun of. But look, and this is me. And if I'm wrong, 813-90 Bubba and Rhett, if I'm wrong, let me know. I mean, obviously we hear about all the other mistakes and people think what I have to say, but if I'm Aaron Hernandez's fiance and I find out what he did and my kid is born from Aaron Hernandez, wouldn't you somewhat hide or even just, how
do you frame that? How do you present that for your kid?
Or do you just say your dad was a guy and he died?
Right.
And not even explain to her who her dad was. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if I'm such a piece of shit, and Ashley wants to tell Walker that I'm the biggest piece of shit ever and explain stories to me, and then down the line, everyone's just going to tell Walker how big of a piece of shit I am, and I killed people and
right, parents controlling the narrative of other parents happens all the time. We're seeing it happen with Bubba. It literally happens across the country all the time for whatever reason. Now, I think as far as the kid getting bullied at school, I think it's up to the parents to ultimately raise their other shithead kids to be listen, if this happened and you happen to know that this happened, not to be so insensitive about it. You know what I mean? Don't make fun of the kid. I don't think any right-minded kid who knows what happened is going to go up to that kid and make fun of him. But if they do, it's awful. And that's on the parent for not, putting them in a better position, I guess, to deal with that. But I don't know. Again, you can't stop other people from saying these things. You can't stop the information that's now public. You can't just not put it out there. You have to kind of choose how you want your kid to remember their dad, I suppose.
Well, I'm wondering if she really, I guess she did.
You can't just expect the world to do it for you. And I think that's what she's doing. She's upset that not everybody else was as sensitive with this topic, but the guy fucking killed people. He was a terrible person.
Yeah, multiple people, and he went to jail for it. 902 Tampa Terry.
Hey, brother, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Got those minutes up to call us. Thank you.
Yeah, I got some more minutes on here, brother. Hey, if she's mad about this, I think it's because, she sees Tom Brady's name and she sees Netflix's name and she sees dollar signs, brother, because there were full-on documentaries made about Aaron Hernandez and what he did that went into detail, bro, about what he did. And that is what, the kids are going to be hearing about, probably more so than some joke. So, wouldn't she be more mad about the documentaries rather than some Netflix deal, brother?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everyone already knows that Aaron Hernandez was a piece of shit. And maybe he was a great dad. She was 7 months old when Hernandez was arrested on first-degree murder. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm not in her shoes and see what she was going through at the time. Maybe she was obviously getting his pension if he has one or something. I don't know. I just don't see. I don't see how you can. I think her making a bigger deal about this, I feel doesn't help the daughter. So that may make it seem like she's kind of being selfish on her part.
Right. And I think Terry's on the right track as far as like the dollar bills, that are attached to all of those names, because you set your kid up financially. That's one thing. But if you take a stand and you say that, I'm going to have my kid remember remember Aaron another way, then you get all those people that say you're sheltering your kid. You're fucking not raising your kid the right way, because with all of the available information, like they're going to find out regardless. The kid's going to get old enough. They're going to grow up and they're going to find out. So, I guess if you're just going to take advantage of cashing out on something while you still can and while your kid is still young enough to do some shit like that, fuck.
You look at Tom Brady in this whole entire roast and you look at it. He took some jabs about his family. Look, I think the one was you came back to play one more year, and what'd you gain out of an 8-9 season? You lost your whole family.
Yeah, like come on, like Drew Bledsoe, talking about his 28th marriage anniversary the day before. Like it's a roast. It's jokes,
and it's not like
nothing.
And it's not like it was Aaron Hernandez was murdered by somebody, and he was kind of a good guy. He did, which some people say is a selfish act, and he committed suicide. Plus, he also killed people. He killed other people, and obviously, he was found guilty. I think he was acquitted of one. But, I think what was the one line about the ring around his neck from Nikki Glazer. Give it up for the 0-time Super Bowl champion Randy Moss. Why don't you have a ring? What the hell, man? You're one of the best ever. Drew Bledsoe has a ring. Aaron Hernandez had a ring around his neck. Okay. Well, it wasn't like I said, Aaron Hernandez was murdered, and they were like, Aaron Hernandez, had a bullet in his head, or what I mean? Like,
I definitely
he did it to himself.
I definitely think it's a little hokey in the sense that, like, the more stuff that I see that they said about Aaron Hernandez, it feels like every comic had an Aaron Hernandez joke that they were just chomping at the bit to tell.
It's low-hanging fruit.
Right, exactly. Like, yeah, I get that sense of it, but at the same time, what are you going to do?
Exactly. And let's see here, 413.
Bubba and Rhett, Joe the Supermark.
What's up, Joe the Supermark?
I love sports. I just wanted to wish Colton a happy birthday today. That's huge.
Yeah, happy birthday, Colton. We'll see him on Friday.
And I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
How important do you think it is to a child growing up, whether a parent is honest and upfront with them from the beginning or tries to hide things from them for their own safety?
That's the whole question. It depends. If you're going to live...
My mom lied to me at least twice. She told me once that my father died when I was born, so that's why I never met him. But then I found out when I was 30 that he's still alive. And he went with another woman and made another child at the same time. So I actually have a half-brother that I've never met.
Well, listen,
and then she lied to me when our dog died.
Maybe if Aaron Hernandez's fiance would have told the daughter, "You okay?"
Yeah.
Would have told the daughter, "Hey, your dad went to prison for killing a guy, and hey, this is what you're going to hear." And also, he killed himself in prison. And I guess then it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But obviously, she must have been trying to hide it, thinking that it was all going to go away, and she could hide every single fact until people asked, but obviously the fiancé must be telling people, and they know who she is. I mean, that you can live in secrecy at this point, but I mean, I
think Rhett said it best when he said that you're gonna find out eventually. So best to be honest and upfront. Otherwise, then you're gonna question your parents. Well, now I question everything my mother told me. If she lied to me about that, what else would she lie to me about?
Well, yeah, there you go then. I mean, pretty much then this bitch can't complain because she's the one who must have been hiding it. I mean, obviously, like you're saying, then it shouldn't be that big of a deal if she was upfront and honest with the kid. I think it's 11 or 12, and I know that's young, and obviously you don't want to really kill the the kid's memory of that. But I don't know. It was a first-degree murder. I think the kid was like 1. She didn't really know the dad, except unless she took the kid to go see him in prison.
No, she went at 4 years old. She went to court.
Okay, that's on the parent then. That's on her. That's on her for bringing her. I mean, I honestly, actually, I wouldn't kill myself, and I wouldn't be going to prison for murder and shooting someone in the head. That I don't know. I wouldn't want Ashley to bring Walker. Next month if I'm in prison going for first-degree murder and I killed the kid. I mean, that's just ruining that kid's life. But maybe obviously I'm different. I have a different mental capacity than Hernandez. I mean,
hey, do you guys remember how he killed himself?
Yeah, he hung himself.
With what, like a bed sheet?
I believe it was a bed sheet. Yeah, I believe it was a bed sheet.
Cool, I got sheets.
Okay. Wow. Don't do anything crazy,
I want to ask
Joe.
Rhett about Backlash. Did you see it?
No, I did not. I saw the clips of the crowd going insane, which, to be honest, I like when a crowd can get into a show, but if I'm trying to watch a 3-hour show, I feel like that would get really old really fast.
Well, dude, for an hour before the show even started, it started at 1 p.m. our time, but from 12 o'clock our time, the crowd was hot, and there was nothing going on to entertain them. Nothing in the ring, and they were on fire, and they just stayed on fire, and it was like the crowd made the show. Obviously, I know that's what you know, but realistically, like if you break it down, every little piece of it is because of the crowd that made it what it was. It didn't even have to be the best matches, but that crowd, bro, oh my God, every bit of it. So good.
Nice.
That's a sport, right?
Yeah, wrestling. There's a wrestling podcast. I believe it is on Fridays. So I believe they break down Backlash.
But I can't be on it. So I got to talk wrestling over here if you guys don't mind.
No, you're good. But yeah,
awesome,
we should talk to them about sending an email.
Thank you. Keep up the great work. Awesome show. God bless.
Thank you, Joe. Have a good one. Sorry, I was just clearing out the line. 901.
You're good.
901.
What's up, Lummy?
How's it going, man?
What's going on, buddy? Hey, I just want to first off tell Bubba thank you for taking me, unblocking me from Facebook.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm glad you're unblocked. You can now see the show.
For the record, it wasn't nothing about him. Everything I was saying was about Anna.
Oh, so it must have been a long time ago. So yeah, definitely. I'm glad Bubba was able to unblock you too.
So say good night. Yeah, I mean the show is awesome now.
Well, yeah, we appreciate it. So you've been tuning in. Do you like Gene back on there? We'd actually do a Friday weekend show, a week wrap-up show. You should definitely call back in, and we'll definitely take your call. And I believe your windows are down.
He's skydiving. He just jumped out of the plane.
I don't think you could hear us.
All right, y'all take care, guys. I love the show.
Thank you, man.
Oh shit!
That was pretty loud. He got into a wind tunnel.
Yeah. I'm glad that we were his last call.
Yes, thank you for being our last call. Maybe, but jumping off the air in Hernandez, kind of like he jumped off the stool.
God.
Yeah. I was in that.
I'd hit the Q Morning Zoo on you if I could.
Oh shucks!
Yeah.
Q105. But the City Connects jerseys, and obviously it's an MLB thing. The Rays have been wearing them. They're 6-0, I believe, when they've worn them the whole time. Have you seen the rest of the City Connects, the City Connection jerseys?
I have seen some of them, and some of them are always like really good. and some of them are just awful. That's my favorite part of these alternate jerseys every year. In every sport, like hockey has it, and now baseball, but especially this year, everybody keeping an eye on the MLB uniforms just because the Fanatics really shit in the bed the way that we all expected them to.
True. I mean, now they've been coming out, I believe, since what, 2022?
Yeah, I think 22 was the first year.
Now the Mets one is pretty pathetic. I think they could have done a lot more with their jerseys. They're this black,
right,
and gray. I don't know what they were going for there. I mean, they could have went
maybe
back
like the Gotham thing, like Brooklyn.
Yeah, but it would have been a lot cooler if they would have adopted like the old school Mets colors. I know they're kind of similar, but they could have maybe made it a little cooler.
Yeah.
I mean, Miami adopted their highlighted
Like, look
jerseys.
at poor, G-Man
San Diego
Choi.
did too. That's San Diego right there.
My guy G-Man Choi. Those are fucking awful.
Yeah,
those are terrible. Those look like what Miami tried to do with their uniforms a couple of years ago.
Yes, it was horrible.
Just not good. Too much neon, too much pastel blue and pink. I like that they're going for that I guess that like 80s retro aesthetic, but that one doesn't work.
But not all of them though, because
that one's painful to look at.
Because I'm looking at this.
No, not all of them. I was talking about the San Diego one in particular.
Oh yeah, like MLB. This it's on USA Today. Ranked the 2024. The ones that are out, Pittsburgh Pirates.
I don't mind Pittsburgh.
I don't either, but they're ranked last.
I know people don't like the oversized PGH. I feel like that's going to be the biggest gripe, right?
Yeah.
The oversized Pittsburgh, but I don't hate it, especially for what it is. Like that's what I would expect out of a City Connect. When I hear City Connect, that's kind of
but it kind of looks like they took the basic road out.
Yeah, but I think now that we're looking in the themes of these uniforms, like City Connect, obviously there has to be some real world connection. So as we start to look at how these can tie into the design of a uniform, I understand why this list that we're looking at is ranked the way that it is.
Well, then you got Colorado here.
I like those a lot, to be honest.
The green.
I do.
See, no, hold on.
I do.
I know you can see
maybe if the back numbers were a different color. Maybe if the inside of the back number wasn't white.
Yeah.
You
can't really see it.
Right. If
I
it
do
matched,
like this part right here, the pants and the half, but I don't.
Yeah.
You can't really see the number. And then you got the Padres, which we already talked about that one. That's just a god awful. I mean, that's horrible.
That might be the worst one.
That's atrocious.
I like New York more than I like that one.
Detroit.
The Tigers don't even give you a picture. They're that bad.
Yeah, no, they got to give me a video, which Eminem putting it over. Thanks. Motor City. That's not horrible. I mean,
They look like a soccer jersey.
Yeah, it's not the best. San Francisco Giants with a big G with
those are bad.
Yeah, I don't like the colors on that one.
The gradient's not good.
The Cubs, I don't mind. The navy blue Wrigleyville.
Those are cool.
I don't think it should be 19th. I mean, I think they
no, those are cool. I think those are top 10, to be honest. Like, the colors are nice. The design is
clean.
simple. Yeah.
It's clean. The colors are clean. White, light blue, or baby blue. And
it's a distinct alternate.
Yeah. Like, I kind of like that one. The Ranger. Okay, Jesus. This is USA Today. You're really killing me here.
Yeah.
I don't know. It has the TX with a spur.
It just feels like I feel like if on that picture right there, on the chest, if you're going to do a number or the logo, just pick one. Don't do both.
Yeah.
If they would have put that Texas logo where the 2 is and then not have put the 2 on there at all, I feel like it would have looked way better.
I mean, to be honest, it looks like a Roman numeral. It looks like 9.
Yeah, it's a TX, but it's like...
I know the line. Yeah, I know up here.
Well, go up one, you saw the new Houston alternate logo. Go down.
Oh, it's down.
The quote tweet. Go up. The picture right above. There you go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the new Texans alternate logo, and it's kind of the same font. And it's like an old style H, but they're doing a lot of that over there in Texas.
The Mariners, I don't mind the Mariners. They're blue with the black pants. I mean,
blue and black is tough. Making blue and black work together is tough. That colorway is tough. And I think maybe if they had gone a different direction, like if they had done white pants, that probably would have looked sharp.
I would have loved to see the throwback. I mean, they got the throwback Seattle texture, but the black pants, I don't see how that works. The Dodgers look like the fucking Dodgers jerseys.
Dodgers look fine, yeah. I mean, it's
they look like the Dodgers jerseys.
Los Dodgers. And to be honest, I like the unitard look in baseball. Some people criticize that, but I like, blue shirt, blue pants.
Yeah.
Red shirt, red pants. I think that looks cool sometimes.
Clean. Boston, I don't know where the hell they got yellow and fucking those
are the Rays throwbacks from a couple of years ago.
Exactly.
The unofficial. They even stole our colors. Same division and everything.
100%.
What the fuck?
You know what? I think those are actually worse than the Cubs ones. I don't know what USA Today was thinking of. Baltimore. Okay.
The autism awareness ones?
Yeah. But I don't know about. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to skip past this. I can't. I don't want to comment on it. Of course. Arizona. What the hell? Come on, Arizona. Yeah, Arizona looks clean. I hate going to these videos. Arizona looks clean.
Yeah, Arizona does look
Rays.
good.
No, the Rays are 12th. I know you've commented on the Rays. They're on a 6-game winning streak with this. I don't mind them. I like them. I don't like the whole skating aspect of the stupid.
There's certain gimmicks about it that I don't like. Of course, I love the colors. I think those should be our primary colors no matter what. I think if they ever redesign the uniform, redesign the team, the Skyway Ray, if that was our new logo, I'd be perfectly fine with that. The things that I don't like, I don't necessarily like the flames on Tampa Bay. And I don't necessarily like the number font on the back, even though I know that's part of the gimmick.
I don't mind it, though. I don't mind the colors. I don't mind.
But for a gray uniform, they made it work because a gray uniform is very, very tough. It's a lot of gray, and I think that's part of the reason I don't like it. It would be lower on my list, but some people say that's the best City Connect jersey, and I'm not sure how, but the people do seem to like it.
Yeah, and it's number 12 on this list. They had this jersey for Baltimore Orioles.
I would put,
14.
I would put the Dodgers.
New York.
I would put.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Wrigley, the Cubs should be way above where they're at.
Yeah.
In my opinion, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
For classic uniforms in the City Connect. I mean, New York City. I mean, I understand, but the Mets feel like they just put a gray and black jersey together and just put, let's say, NYC, and I feel like they did it before the Yankees could do it.
They're like the anti-Yankees.
Yeah.
That's what that makes me think of. They're like the pixie version of the Yankees.
And then we got the Nationals that put a flower on there. I mean,
I don't
mind it. I like the. Okay, I don't know.
I know that they don't
pink
look super manly, but I think that's a really cool, like a sharp looking design. I think the colors work really well together.
Here comes
maybe not for
bloom.
a sports team.
Okay, well here comes the bloom. I mean,
because it's like the cherry blossoms up there that they have or whatever.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you pick skateboarding. Good. Washington picks cherry blossoms.
I think they look cool.
Philly, I kind of like.
They grew on me. I hated them at first.
How they have it just bleeds into the black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the gradients again, like those are tough. It's very hit or miss. It's either going to be really good or it's going to suck ass.
Big E 7375. You're right. The hat, I believe, does make the whole uniform. I do like the Tampa Bay Rays hat. The Angels, they look. I mean, okay, this looks. Okay. The Angels are pretty basic.
It just kind of looks like a throwback.
Yeah, I mean, this little base. It looks like they were trying really hard to make it old school.
Yeah,
I don't remember how many jerseys had the base, the infield, pretty much. Should
have just left the number by itself. Shouldn't have put the little design around it. You know, the chest logo is certainly fine if you're going to make it that big.
Yeah.
Make it that big. I like the badge on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And I like the stripes on the sleeve. But yeah, that thing around the number, definitely not top 10 though.
No, they gave it 8. 7, the Reds.
Those are probably my favorite.
Yeah, these are pretty cool. All black, a little red outline. I like these.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely like the Reds one. The Miami Marlins one.
Those are honestly pretty sharp too.
Yeah.
I know that the fucking Oilers, but that colorway just works. It pops. Great colors. I like the alternate logo too on the hat.
I mean, it's sharp.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a little Marlin on the side. I didn't recognize that. It looked like a shark. Could have made a little better there. Braves were pretty much a throwback.
Yeah, those are cool. Look like straight out of the 90s.
Yeah, they're the I think they're the 80s. They're the 80s Braves.
Yeah.
The blue, the white. I mean, those are pretty cool. You got the Royals. The Royals are good too. I mean,
those look really nice. Make those big.
Danny
Rose,
just
click one.
$20 on the super chat. Lummy Mania is running wild. FD cap. Yes. Wrestling for Saturday.
Yeah, those look really good.
These are sharp.
Decap's wrestling Saturday?
No, he can't move. He's in a bed somewhere.
I got excited.
I know. He's coming out in his wheelchair. The Brewers, the Brew Crew?
Yeah, like, come on, dude. I know it's, again, another colorway ripoff of Tampa Bay, but those look really good, especially the Brew Crew.
Yeah, I mean,
like, that's an awesome moniker to put on the front of a jersey.
I do like it. I think the Brewers did a good job on that. I would buy a shirt.
They nailed it.
I would buy a shirt with the Brew Crew on it. Brew Crew on it. The Astros, it's funny, someone in chat put it, what is it, a garbage can?
Yeah.
Space City. I mean, yeah, they're cool.
They've been doing it for a while, the gimmick.
Yeah. It's nothing,
I don't know.
It's nothing really out there. And the White Sox,
Fuck the
South
Astros.
Side.
Yeah, those are probably the best. Those in Cincy are probably the best.
Worst team in baseball, probably the best, the Uni.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can go for that. I mean, I think the Cubs should have been higher up there. I think the Rays should have been higher up there.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I think the Rays should have been lower. We'll disagree on that. I don't think the Rays are a top 15.
I don't think the Mets are a top. I don't think the Mets should be 11.
And we also got an official update from Fanatics employee. No, I'm just kidding. It's supposed to be sun bleached black, according to the official Nike Fanatics description for ordering. That's our friend April, who works in merchandise.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So sun bleached black. I assume sun bleached black is for the sun bleached black grip tape of the skateboard, because that's the whole. We didn't really get into that either.
No.
That's like the whole gimmick with the Rays uniform. There's even an alternate logo with the stingray on a fucking skateboard, and I think it's like on the sleeve maybe.
I don't even know. It's not even on their jersey.
Oh, is it? Okay, they just use it for promo stuff.
My buddy Pat bought it. They actually have a cool little pelican down here. CP Pelican with palm trees and everything. That's actually a cooler logo than they.
Yeah, I mean, the skateboarding.
skateboard.
If maybe there's some stuff you could have tied in that was a little more unique than skateboarding, but I guess I understand. St. Petersburg especially has a very rich history of skateboarding, I suppose, because they didn't include Tampa at all,
which has a rich history
in the big write-up thing. They didn't even mention the Bro Bowl or any of the spots over here.
And the Hierarchy 65 Hall of Famer Hierarchy 65 said the Brewers have been baby blue forever, not the Rays. So he wanted to face you on that one.
No, it's okay. He did. He's probably correct. He is correct. I won't even say probably. He is correct. I was wrong.
There you go, Hierarchy. Let's go to our last call, 617.
Yo.
Hey, what's up, 617?
Just random question for you guys, just to mix it up a little bit. You guys ready?
Oh, of course.
Sweet. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I love these.
That's awesome, right?
So the one thing I will ask, is this me and Lummy together, or is this solo for both of us?
Nope. Individual.
Okay.
I'll give you, one firearm, let's say one 9mm with 15 in the mag. That's it.
15? Then I'm going to do one horse-sized duck. I'll light that duck the fuck up, dude. I'll mag dump him right in the face. And I think he'll be all right.
Yeah,
I shouldn't even have given it. Okay, let's say no firearms.
No, sorry, you asked one question. I mean, we got to get going. I mean, you gave us the easy one right there. 15 rounds.
You're right, Lummy. You're right.
I mean, you gave us the easy answer. I was thinking about it before. I was thinking about it when he first said it, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know. And he's like, oh, you get a gun with 15 rounds in it. Okay, well, I'm gonna pick the one horse-sized duck, and I'm going to blast the shit out of its face, and I should be good. I mean, if 15 bullets don't take it down, then I'm fucked. So, I mean, fuck. On that, we're going to get out of here. Don't forget.
Great call.
Go to Bubba Army store, Bubba Army merch, BubbaArmyShop.com for all your new Bubba Army merch, and also get into the repacks. Rhett and I are going to be doing a commercial very quick right after this show, so it should be up here soon. I'm not going to say a time. And also, go check out the new podcast that just got dropped. Operation Pigmentation is now able for you guys to download. Go check that out. And I am wrestling. No, not. I'm not. Sorry. I am managing on Saturday at Magnanimous. I can't say the stupid name.
You got it.
Magnanimous Brewery. Great, by the way, great beer they're doing in the back. You know what? If you don't really like wrestling, we got a lot of Bubba Army coming down there. Use Bubba as the promo code, 20% off for your tickets. But also, they have a lot of good beer. It's a local brewery. There's 2 of them. CCW, come support it. They're trying to infiltrate the Tampa market. They are pretty well known in South Florida and also Central Florida. And you know what? Let's just have a good time. What?
I'm just thinking about shooting that duck 15 times.
Oh. Rhett's going to be there. There's going to be a lot of good Bubba Army that are going to be there. So come check it out.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go for it.
I was just going to say, I'm excited. Like you said, even if you're not there for the wrestling, stick around for the beer. I've heard a lot of great things about both of the locations. And it's going to be a really good time. We're going to get some great content and excited to see some great Bubba Army. $5, by the way, on the rant here to wrap things up.
Thank you, Bama Boy.
Bama Boy 352.
Yeah, just come out, have a good time, hang out with some Bubba Army. It's almost like a small meet and greet, you know. We got the one coming up June 22nd. So we also have the Juneteenth in St. Pete that we're going to do on the 15th. But if you can't make those events, the wrestling event, come out, have some beers, hang out, enjoy yourself.
Oh.